Hey everybody, it's time for The Plot Hole with your hosts, Johnny O and Jeremy Flair.
Are you gay?
Coming at you live.
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Every Friday night at 8.
Every Friday night at 8.
On rockmetaltalk.com.
I went with jockeys here.
Something stinks like stale French fries.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
I killed your cat, you druggy bitch.
Do it.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you, I make you laugh, I'm here to fucking amuse you. How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me what's funny.
But anyway, yeah, so I was up really late last night. I was cooking a brisket for the family for today. And I like to slow cook. I like to slow cook my brisket a few hours. So you get the big, gigantic cut. Now, I sear it with, salt and pepper, make it all nice. Then I put it in the oven. I really like to smoke those suckers for about 18 hours. But, yeah, I know you meant Patreon. And you join Patreon if you want, but no pressure. Anyway, so I made this awesome brisket, and so I was, cutting it up slicing it up so I could, package it up and get it ready for individual meals throughout the next couple of days. And, with me being a fat person, I said, man, I'm going to have a bite of this here. Crafty on the Plot Hole, that's almost as good as Tony on the Plot Hole. I agree. KRAFTY KEELAH, if you want, let me know. I'm pretty sure I've got you on Skype. Let me look up my Skype. You just tell me. You say the word Crafty, and of course I'll give you a call and we'll get you on here for a little bit. But anyway, so here I am with this gigantic brisket that I've slow cooked, and it's amazing. And I'm cutting it up, slicing it up for individual meals. And I said to myself, because I'm a fat guy, I said, man, I'm going to have me some brisket tonight because hey, let's do it. I want to do it. Oh, Skype has to fucking update and install. Son of a bitch. Well, Crafty here, as soon as Skype is done installing, we'll do that. She's going to pass out. No. Don't pass out, Crafty. So I've got this big old thing of freaking brisket in front of me, and I'm taking my time and slicing up all nice and neat for some whatever. And I go to have a bite. So I take a bite of this here. Sweet. Crafty coming on. Yeah, buddy. I saw PhD Tony start to say something, but then he said, oh, well, Crafty's here, so I better run because, he's afraid of Crafty. So here I am munching on this brisket, and it's delicious. It's perfectly seasoned, nice and juicy and tender, and I get a hiccup with a piece of brisket in my mouth. Now, mind you, this is 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, so everybody but me is asleep in the house. And here I am, I get a hiccup, and I get this piece of brisket stuck in my throat. I'm fucking choking to death, and nobody's up to help me. I'm sitting there turning blue, eyes are bulging out all, Arnie style from Total Recall. And I'm having to fucking punch myself give myself the old Heine lick maneuver to get this thing out. I saved my own life last night, so I am my own hero. But yeah, that was an interesting experience. Almost choking to death. It was worth it. That brisket is pretty damn good, gotta say. Crafty, you let me know when you're ready. PhD Tony, you're more than welcome to join this one too. I mean, it's a Christmas episode. So here's what we're going to do today. Throughout these conversations that I'm having with these awesome people, I'm going to play my top 10 Christmas tunes for all you awesome people. And you can agree with me, you can disagree with me, that's fine, totally fine. I would love to hear what your top 10 Christmas songs are. So leave me some comments down there. I did, Johnny, I did almost die. Yeah, great Christmas show. It would have been terrible. It would have been horrible too because it was in the kitchen and like I said, everybody was asleep, and it would have been horrible because the first thing, my oldest daughter, she's the first one up out of bed. She's not the first person up, but she's the first person out of bed, out of her room, and she comes downstairs. So how horrible would it have been for my oldest daughter, the snake wrangler, the one who loves snakes, to come downstairs first thing in the morning and see dead dad on the floor. That would have been terrible. So I'm glad I was able to save my own life. PhD Tony, yeah, buddy. There he is. And Crafty, when you're ready, I'll add you to this call. Let's see here. Whoop, whoop. Mr. PhD Tony.
Hello, how are you?
Well, I can hear you and you can hear me, yes?
Yes, I can hear you excellently.
And they can hear you as well. That's amazing. Let's see here. You probably have to listen to them all friggin' day. Or not Tony, that was meant for Johnny O.
All right.
Let's see here. Is Johnny am I trailing a new Gremlin script?
Well, the idea of you choking on brisket and being found by your daughter.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds very much like the Gremlins Christmas story, right?
Yep.
With some substitutes.
Right.
That was the point I was trying to make. Obviously, having had to explain it in forensic detail, it was instantly hilarious.
Well, I missed part of the. You're right. That's my fault, Tony. I killed your joke.
That's okay. Yeah, it happens all the time. It was a frail joke to begin with. It was pretty weak material.
That's okay. It works though, because here's the thing: the plot hole is all about that subtle humor, those odd references. That's what we love that here on this show. Jessica G says, how can you stand Christmas songs when you work retail, so they're probably on all day? This is true. However, the songs that I have playing in my retail establishment are ones that more closely align with what I like to listen to Christmas time. And I turn the volume down in the store very low, so I can't hear them very well.
Okay.
So I cheat.
Well, that will work.
Yeah.
But I was going to segue off the topic of humor, because one of my pet peeves came up earlier today. Which is and this is one of my big pet peeves. This is a repeated one. I hate it when people say that British humor is so much more sophisticated and witty than American humor, which is crass and boorish. I absolutely hate that. Nothing will fire me up faster than somebody saying that, because it's wrong on both counts. I mean, if you look at stuff like Monty Python's Flying Circus, 95% of those skits are crap. They're just unfunny garbage. Only a very few of them are worth remembering. And if you look at stuff like Blackadder is or Red Dwarf. Blackadder are very, very, and Red Dwarf are very, very funny, and I love them and enjoy them. But subtle, they are not. They're not subtle at all. And then when you look at things like, American shows, Archer cracks me up, Modern Family, Get Smart. I mean, there's just a lot of really funny There's a lot of really funny British humor. There's a lot of really funny American humor, and it just doesn't make any sense to me to say, oh, this one over here is so much better. Basically, you're being racist.
Fair enough.
And I realize that Americans and British aren't actually races, but yeah, it's a similar thing.
There are some differences between, like, even when you're talking about like brash British humor versus brash American humor. If you're an American, right? So you understand it's a different type of thing. Like brash British humor doesn't sound like brash humor to an American, and vice versa. Yeah,
that's right. And I mean, yeah, sort of that is true. But I remember, sort of showing Blackadder to an American I knew, and he's gone, it's funny, but it's so much coarser and less real than I was expecting. It's so sort of, it's almost like a parody. And I'm going, well, yeah, it's entirely based in parody. There's no attempt to sort of make a real situation.
Right.
Perhaps the best analogy is kind of like Married with Children. Married with Children makes no attempt to ground itself in reality.
Right.
It is this sort of absurd parody of family life, kind of Simpson-esque in that regard, but incredibly funny. Like there's a lot of Married with Children that I just think is genius. It's really, really funny.
Yeah.
And there are people who'll just turn their noses up at that and go, "Oh, that's just crass and crude," and
but that was the beauty part of it. That was the beauty of it. It
yes.
took the family sitcom thing and completely turned it upside down.
Yep, absolutely. One of the shows where this is the and it just oscillated. It just oscillated wildly between acidic sarcasm, just blisteringly acidic sarcasm from Al Bundy or others.
Right.
Marcy, face me when you're talking to me. Oh, you are. Which is just crude on, just absolutely crude, but, just incredibly funny. Humor is one of those things that's difficult to quantify, but I really, really like that show. And there are some absolutely craptastic British comedies. There are some absolutely craptastic American comedies.
Yeah.
Just stuff that I never really that I can't imagine people finding funny. It is really, really good.
Yeah, I always liked the mashups of Al Bundy's insults at the fucking large women who would show up at his store.
Yeah, that's right.
That one where the lady says, "How dare you say that to my face?" And he comes back with, "Well, I'd say it behind your back, but my car only has half a tank of gas." That's just hilarious.
It is hilarious. That's because, like elevators, madam, these shoes have a weight limit of 2 tons. So I noticed that we've been joined by one of my favorite online personalities and just one of my favorite people in the whole wide world.
Yes.
Hey, Crafty.
Hello.
There you are.
I'm here.
Yeah. Yay!
Finally got Krafty Keelah on the plot hole. Holy crap. Let me mark this on my calendar 1 second here.
Okay. How have you been doing, Keelah, with work and everything? I understand they've been, putting you through your paces.
Yeah, it's been a bit crazy. It's definitely been a bit crazy. 14 hours a day.
Fuck that shit. Oh wait, that's what I do. Never mind.
We have things called labour laws in Australia.
Oh, we have them here too. We just don't. We ignore them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we have them, but they get around it by talking about overtime. So okay. I'm contracted for 40 hours a week, and then I get overtime and whatever overtime. I'm officially allowed to refuse it, but Christmas,
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You're not going to. But yeah, I'm doing good. It's 2:30 here in the morning, and I got in about 2 hours ago, so I'm in the official come down kind of part of my day.
Still in the winding down phase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's.
And then this happened.
Yeah. See, perfect way to wind down is to come on the plot hole and make fun of everybody.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And be mercilessly mocked by the chat.
Yes.
That's the part that I love best.
Yes. If
but
it weren't...
you see, here's the thing. Jessica loves me too much to really be evil to me.
I I wouldn't say she's being evil to us. I would say it's more that's like her show of love.
Just typing Crafty's voice is so adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think.
I love you, Jess.